person sends you, like the evil eye, for example, and they do it knowingly so, people have reported hair falling out, stomach upset, disturbed dreams, bad luck, losing their money, losing their business, losing a position, like a job, a position, or a career. Ear ringing sometimes. And in extreme cases, major malaise and physical discomfort like muscular aches, chest pain, heaviness on the back of the neck, headaches, but mainly mal de ojo or evil eye is not gonna kill you. So that's usually from envy or jealousy from someone. And they can, mal de ojo is simply from a gaze, from a look. So they don't need to be doing spell work to send that to you. So what does that tell you? That tells you that it's purely based off of a person's initial intention. They don't need tools, they don't need candles, they don't need incense, they don't need stones or animal parts. All they need is their ugly emotions towards you. So what does that tell you? Well, that tells you that you could pick up anything at any time. It doesn't have to be a person behind their altar. And it doesn't, have to be this person putting on a big old spectacle with all these various implements. Those tools are just to help them carry out the job and to help them focus on their intention. And sometimes it's offerings to spirits to help them and aid them in whatever they're trying to accomplish. But you'll have other times where someone will send a spirit to you or send an energy to you, and you'll get heavier symptoms. You'll start to have night terrors. You'll have bouts of depression, severe depression, and anxiety attacks. You'll have more pressure on your chest, like if you're going to have a heart attack, and some people actually have. You'll get fevers. Once again, body aches. Bad luck, of course. You'll mentally feel like you're going crazy. You'll start maybe even hearing voices taunting you. It's like what you see in the movies. And that's usually, in my experience, when someone sends a dead person, the dead, to you, to disturb you. They have a heavier impact than, say, evil eye. What they can also do is disturb your spiritual space, like start breaking things or things go missing, just to kind of mess with you. Like I said, physical manifestations in your house or appearing to your loved ones. Like if y'all living there in the same house, they'll start soaking up the life force from your plants, messing with your animals, possibly even taking your animals, like killing it, scaring it to death, making your children sick. It can go as far as that. Now, when they bring in the dead and other entities, if they're really good at what they do, you're SOL. This is why it's very, very, very important to learn defense. Because it may take you and a group of other people, but there's nothing in this world that can't be defeated. It's just a matter of knowing which way to take it. But yeah, this is, it's not a joke. Just the same way you have to defend yourself, like I said in the previous video, in this physical plane, you have to defend yourself even more so in the spiritual. And defense is always the first thing you should learn. It's what you should learn. And so those are extreme cases. And they're actually, you know what, to tell you the truth, very few and far between. It's usually the person themselves that creates their own negative field of energy around themselves. So this is why cleansings work, because they're getting rid of their own demon in a way. And like dragging something in from a crowded space that's surrounded by negative energy, like a hospital or a mall or a police station, even the DMV, you can drag it in with you like mud. And usually, you know, a house cleansing or a bath, maybe even some ongoing rituals, like for several days in a row, should be able to clear that up. And if it's negative influences from the people around you, which you always have to be mindful of what the energies are that people around you have. I'm not saying being paranoid, but keep in mind their habits. If that's ongoing, like you get rid of it and then it comes back, and you get rid of it and it comes back, it's because of who you're hanging out with, and they need to address their issues. If not, it's going to be constantly ongoing for as long as you know them. And I don't know if you guys watching this are just interested in spiritual stuff, or if you're like interested in Santa Muerte, but Santa Muerte is well known for getting rid of those people because she is an equalizer. So she balances things out. That means that she doesn't make everything good, she makes everything equal. A neutrality that a lot of us have a hard time comprehending. They think that by being with her that everything is going to be all grand and perfect. No, you're still going to have to experience trials in life. But she's going to make things more balanced. Just the best thing you can do is, as I stated in the previous video, have somebody on speed dial that you trust to go to resolve these matters. Someone who has a good reputation. Now, I said in the previous video something I shouldn't have said because that was unfair. I said that don't trust people just solely online. Well, we do live in the age of the internet. But go based off reviews and go based off your gut instinct. And if you feel drawn to that person, you trust them, then go with them. Just some red flags to look out for. I mean, if they immediately tell you, yes, you're cursed, and they don't tell you, like, let's do a reading, or let's try to diagnose specifically what's going on, tell me your backstory, and if they come up to you, up to your house or whatever, and they don't try to teach you how to prevent this in the future, and they don't kind of act as a mentor, they just take your money, do their job, and run, then that's a bunch of red flags right there. Because a good spiritual worker, honest to goodness truth, is not in it necessarily for the money. Yeah, they need money to survive, to pay their bills, of course. But they want to do the least amount of jobs as they possibly can. They want some rest too. And it's physically draining for them to do these works for you. It's kind of like babysitting. So keep that in mind. But yeah, always have someone on your phone saved that you can go to in case you feel like these attacks are too overwhelming for you to handle yourself. And try your best to solve it yourself before you go to someone else, because it's a whole process. It's kind of like waiting at that doctor's office that takes like 2 or 3 hours to see you, you know, and you're all the while you're like in pain. It's like that, because they have to go through everything. You have to have enough energy to explain everything, and you cannot be false with them. You have to tell them the whole truth so that they can help you better. Like, people think that you're gonna lie to a spiritual worker. Well, that also enables the scam artists to take advantage of other people, not just you. Because a scam artist doesn't really care about your backstory. He just cares about putting on a show and taking your money. So go with someone that's trusted. Go with someone who has a good word out about them. And always have them as backup. Because just as you would rely on a lawyer or a police officer or a doctor or a counselor to help you solve your problems that you basically already know what the issue is, that's the same way with a spiritual advisor or a spiritual worker. Same thing. We need each other. I hate when people say that we don't need each other. We do. So, yeah. Those are some of the signs of spiritual attack. More common to less common. And a lot of times it's just us. We're the people around us. And very rarely is it actually like somebody sitting behind an altar putting like pins in a doll trying to kill you. It's not. And even if they do that, to say that it actually works is not that common. So don't be too paranoid about that. I've often gotten paranoid about that, thinking that's the case. Then to sit and get third-party perspective and diagnose the real reason why I was feeling and experiencing the things I was, it was actually just me. It was me combined with the issues of others, you know? So it wasn't even malefic. It was my own fault. So yeah, guys, I hope that this helped, and I'll talk to you guys later.